Hello everybody, this is Tom again. You already saw my introduction screencast of the third week. This is an additional screencast and it might come back several times in this course as a kind of a quick feedback on how everything is going. As you know, we are already in the third week. You have been introduced week by week to new teams, and we have been in contact with you not either through the social forum but also through one-to-one interactions with some of you through email, some of you through Skype, and then also the collective webinar. And this in combination with, let's say, the initial learning needs analysis brings us to some ideas I would like to share with you to make sure we are still aligned all together in one group and make sure we reach, let's say, the objectives of this course. One of the elements is this is a very heterogeneous group. You have people just starting with e-learning, and then you have people who already advanced. One of the consequences of this, specifically if we're all together in the same virtual room, is that some of the resources, links or inputs that are out there might be quite, overwhelming for some of the participants who just start. And vice versa, some of the feedbacks that we give to initial, let's say, beginners might be sometimes a bit too less for the ones who are already advanced. One of the tips we always give with that is, you get access to the entire platform and you're responsible what we call personal content curation. And that's basically saying that, and sorry for the pop-ups here, can't help it, that you choose what is relevant for you. If here on the social forum some new threads are launched on the flipped approach or on webinars or on communities of practice, these threads were basically initiated based on a personal, let's say, interest from somebody to which we wanted to reply as soon as possible. Not necessarily everybody needs to read that. The same remark also on the content that is actually introduced on a weekly basis. Try to pick on the content that is relevant for you and specifically for your project, because it's mission impossible to go through everything and to read everything. That is the first element. The second element is that we have been putting out to the estimation of time that you need to dedicate. This is an average time of estimation. Some people will, for example, need the 4 hours. Some people only will need 2 hours, and some people will need 6 hours. That depends a little bit also on the background and the time available. So these are estimations. So don't get stuck on it, and also just do whatever you can in relation with your available time. One of the tips here that we do is just do small things on a regular basis. Don't postpone it to the end of the week, but maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes on a daily basis will help you quite ahead by the end of the week. And if this is not combinable with your own work and family duties that you have, try to find 1 or 2 spots where you dedicate half an hour or 1 hour. Again, with the intention is really focus on what for you is personally very relevant and therefore the personal development plan, and what could contribute to the project, because not everything what is out there might be relevant for you. You have the responsibility to choose that. It's an adult learning program. A third element, and here I think we need to adjust a little bit, because indeed if you have not been introduced to e-learning in an advanced stage, some of the elements, if you need to do everything, it might be quite overwhelming. And what we would do here is to focus again on the criteria for certification and on the minimal criteria. I think for us the most important thing is that we're going to work now jointly on the overall project that you have formulated. And many of the other reflection and assignment exercises are actually designed that could contribute your thinking towards the overall project, but are not, let's say, mandatory in order to do so. And I think here we will give a bit more instructions on how that could help, and that could also eventually lower down, let's say, the time that you need to invest in it. Optional and mandatory menus always help also in e-learning courses, we'll try to keep also the content to a minimum. Know also, this is an 8-week course, and we have seen that it's quite difficult to have deadlines at the Friday, so we got several tips from you. Extend that to the Monday, so there's maybe time to catch up during the weekend. We will immediately accommodate that. We also, in previous e-learning courses, there's always a tendency that there's no time enough, so we postpone and we extend. That has a potential danger, and you will see it also in your own e-learning practice. As people, and especially teachers, are always busy, the more we extend, extension is not necessarily, let's say, a solution. The Monday extension is a practical solution, which we agree. The second thing we will agree upon is also every week feeds into the next week and into your project. Some people mentioned that it was practically impossible to fill in the complete template of the project, as most of you are not, let's say, professionals in project management. Always see the template as a kind of a helping tool that helps you to formulate the project, and the project will be formulated throughout, let's say, all the weeks that are coming. So very important here, we just initiated with a first project formulation, and maybe on some of the elements we will need to elaborate on jointly. Last but not least, this week we will allocate different coaches towards the projects and also to your personal development plans. Don't hesitate to go in individual interaction with them. Maybe there's some elements that you said, like, look, I'm not going to ask that at the social forum because maybe it's not relevant for everybody. We're always very open to go into one-to-one coaching, because we think this is one of the most successful ingredients of elaborated e-learning, that you have that kind of one-to-one approach, and don't hesitate to contact any of the coaches that will be assigned to you. So I'll keep my screencast for now. We would call this a kind of a formative feedback on the e-learning course progress and the development. Some of the ideas, I said, take the tools as helping tools, don't see them too as final means. We will make sure that there's difference between optional and mandatory. We also will make sure that you have that extension deadline to Monday, and pick what is really needed for you. As I've mentioned in the beginning, the more you put into the course, the more you get out of it, and do that in function of your own personal rhythm, time and space that you have. Knowing that you're all very busy teachers, it's always a kind of a challenge, but we'll see what we can make out of it. So contact us, and we'll be there for you to support